What if I told you there's an investment out there paying a dividend yield of 143%? That's right, 143. It's called MSTY. Depending on who you ask, it's either the golden ticket to financial freedom or the most dangerous trap Wall Street has ever created. Some people swear it's life-changing. They post screenshots of 5-figure monthly payments, proudly announcing that they've quit their jobs. Then there's the other camp, the ones screaming that this is absolute insanity. A ticking time bomb wrapped in a glossy dividend label. MSTY isn't your typical dividend ETF. It's not a portfolio of slow and steady blue chip stocks. MSTY is a beast built to feast on chaos, volatility, and unpredictability. You've got $100,000 sitting in your savings account, earning a measly interest rate, barely keeping up with inflation. Throw it into MSTY, and after 1 year, you'd collect about $143,000 in dividends on top of your original $100,000. Break it down monthly. That's around $12,000 each month. Life-altering money. That's paying off your mortgage years early, booking the dream vacation, or buying that new car. But remember, investments that seem too good to be true usually are. MSTY's insane dividends come with massive risks. MSTY isn't holding a basket of reliable companies like Apple, Microsoft, or Costco. It's designed to exploit volatility. The engine? MicroStrategy, MSTR, which invested nearly its entire balance sheet into Bitcoin, over $60 billion. Now, MSTR stock behaves like a rocket strapped to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin soars, MSTR skyrockets. When it crashes, MSTR faceplants. MSTY doesn't own MicroStrategy stock. It uses derivatives, mainly options contracts called covered calls. Imagine renting out the right for someone to buy your unpredictable stock later at a set price. You collect a premium up front. MSTY sells these options daily, collects premiums, and distributes that cash to investors as dividends. The wilder the stock swings, the fatter the premiums and payouts. It's a brilliant system, but be aware of the risks. Every day, MSTY sells options, collects premiums, and distributes cash to investors as dividends. The wilder the stock swings, the fatter the premiums. Let's look at two investors, Sarah and Mike. Both start with $100,000. Sarah loves monthly dividends from MSTY. Over a year, Sarah sees her investment grow to $193,400, feeling smart and lucky. In contrast, Mike's investment in MSTR stock quietly grows to $240,000, $50,000 more than Sarah. MSTY offers income but often sacrifices long-term growth for monthly rewards. This is key to understand. MSTY has NAV decay, meaning the fund's core value erodes over time. It's like selling off parts of a house each month. Dividends may flow, but if income isn't enough, the underlying value shrinks. It's a classic dividend trap. MSTY lives and dies by MicroStrategy's stock volatility, and MicroStrategy lives and dies by Bitcoin's chaos. If Bitcoin swings wildly, the fund thrives, but if Bitcoin chills, the machine sputters. That $12,000 monthly check could shrink to 1,200 or less as volatility dries up, leading to shrinking dividends and investment. Think about it. While you feel like a genius for the monthly deposits, if Bitcoin stabilizes, the dream collapses. MSTY's payouts can feel like a gift, but they may just be your money being handed back, eroding the core investment. Let's take a moment to think about history. Investors have often been lured by promises of enormous yields. Remember the dot-com bubble in the late 1990s? Stocks like Pets.com and Webvan skyrocketed. Early investors felt invincible with huge returns, but then the bubble burst, leaving portfolios in flames. Think about the 2008 financial crisis. High-yield mortgage-backed securities were sold as safe investments. Everyone was promised stability with insane returns, yet the underlying assets were crumbling. The pattern repeats. When yields get too high, there's always a catch. MSTY is the modern version of that lesson. Understanding the psychological pull is crucial. MSTY is addictive. It's engineered to make you feel powerful. Monthly checks hit your account like clockwork. You start telling yourself, "I'm a financial genius." There's a dopamine rush seeing your bank balance light up, a feeling of victory every month. Bragging to friends and posting online creates a feedback loop, amplifying the excitement and risk. Sarah continues to receive checks and feels thrilling financial freedom. Meanwhile, Mike quietly builds wealth. Mike's steady approach could leave him far ahead of Sarah over time, despite a lack of immediate gratification. If Bitcoin enters a stable phase, the premiums producing checks might shrink. Sarah's monthly deposit could drop significantly, threatening her financial stability. NAV decay accelerates when volatility drops. With diminishing income, Sarah's sense of security could vanish quickly, just like a meme stock in a bear market. Investors often fall into a psychological trap, becoming accustomed to a luxury lifestyle funded by a seemingly reliable income stream. As panic sets in with diminishing income, investors may withdraw significant amounts, further complicating recovery from losses, similar to past financial bubbles. Ravi and Annika invest $100,000 into MSTY, lured by a high yield. Initially, life seems luxurious, but as volatility collapses, anxiety sets in. Their initial windfall turns into a nightmare as the $100,000 investment fails to grow, eroding their dreams of a down payment on a house. MSTY lures you in with dopamine, but risks are hidden behind a glossy veneer. This isn't investing in a company or Bitcoin. You're investing in a derivative machine designed to turn chaos into cash. Machines can fail, and strategies can underperform. Market conditions can shift unexpectedly, and wealth could turn into cautionary tales overnight. MSTY's performance is tied to MicroStrategy and Bitcoin's volatility. A shift can send prices plummeting. Investors bet on Bitcoin's volatility, but what if it stabilizes or becomes tightly regulated? The risks grow. The average investor often underestimates the psychological strain of this ride. Seeing monthly payouts fluctuate and monitoring Bitcoin news constantly can cause stress. Even experienced investors can make impulsive decisions, withdrawing money at the wrong time or abandoning investment after a downturn. MSTY isn't just financial, it's psychological. Despite warnings, MSTY attracts attention with the promise of lifestyle transformation. Monthly deposits leading to optional work and control over life experiences. Every month's payout feels like confirmation that you're smart for finding this secret, reinforcing the desire to stay invested despite warning signs. Thinking long-term, MSTY can yield spectacular short-term results, but sustainability is the challenge. Volatility and market conditions can change. Investors chasing maximum income today risk facing massive losses tomorrow. MSTY is a high-risk income generator, unstable and volatile. The lure of seeing a six-figure dividend is intoxicating. Money landing in your account effortlessly. The thrill is utterly irresistible. The envy of friends and colleagues, casually mentioning your monthly bonus, hides the enormous risk behind it. MSTY is a masterclass in behavioral finance, tapping into our craving for rewards and the fear of missing out. Each monthly payout feels like validation, a small victory, even as the investment slowly erodes behind the scenes. Behavioral traps make risk seem smaller and normalize extraordinary returns, making you complicit in your potential downfall. MSTY isn't for those seeking stability or retirees who need reliable income. It's also not for investors who can't handle losing significant amounts quickly. MSTY is for thrill seekers, those young with outside income and nerves of steel. Investors must accept potential losses and know it should only be a tiny fraction of their portfolio. For everyone else, safer options exist like dividend stocks or real estate trusts. MSTY is essentially betting on chaos, replicating Bitcoin's volatility. Do you want the thrill of fat monthly checks, knowing it could all collapse at any moment? Or do you want quiet, steady growth that builds wealth? MSTY gives you dopamine, but demands your nerves, your vigilance, and your acceptance of enormous risk. The choice isn't just about money. It's about temperament, risk appetite, and understanding that what looks like freedom can be a gamble. If this gave you clarity, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into investing. Share this with a friend chasing the 143% dividend dream. It might just save them from the most expensive mistake of their life.